What if a quarter that looks completely ordinary at first glance is actually connected to one of America's most important wildlife refuges? Before you spend or ignore a 2015 quarter, take a few seconds and look closely at both sides, because the design, mint mark, condition, and any genuine mint error can make a major difference to collectors. The coin shown in this video appears to be the 2015 America, the beautiful quarter honoring Bombay Hook National Wildlife Refuge in Delaware. And its reverse is especially interesting because it features a great blue heron in the foreground and a great egret behind it. Welcome back to Coins Explorer, where we explore interesting coins, their history, designs, varieties, errors, mint marks, and realistic collector values. In today's video, we are going to examine this 2015 quarter from every important angle and separate the real collecting information from the exaggerated claims you may see online. We will talk about exactly what this quarter is, why Bombay Hook was selected for the design, how the coin was made, what its specifications are, what the mint marks mean, how many were produced, what condition can make a difference, and what kinds of errors you should actually look for. We will also discuss an extremely important point. Not every old-looking or damaged quarter is rare, and not every unusual mark means a coin is worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. So stay with me until the end, because I will explain exactly what to check on your own 2015 quarter before deciding whether it belongs in your everyday change, your collection, or deserves a closer examination by a professional. And remember, the year alone does not automatically make this quarter valuable. The variety, mint mark, condition, strike quality, and genuine mint-made abnormalities are much more important. Let us begin by identifying the coin correctly, because accurate identification is the foundation of every serious coin valuation. The coin in your photographs has the familiar George Washington portrait on the obverse, with United States of America around the top, Liberty on the left side, In God We Trust on the right, and $quarter at the bottom. The reverse shown in your second photograph is the key feature because it displays a large wading bird in the foreground with another bird in the background, surrounded by a natural wetland scene. That design corresponds to the Bombay Hook National Wildlife Refuge quarter, issued in 2015 as part of the America, the Beautiful Quarters program. The United States Mint identifies it as the 29th coin in the program. The official inscriptions on the reverse include Bombay Hook, Delaware, 2015, and E Pluribus Unum. This is not a traditional Washington quarter design from the earlier decades, but rather one of the special circulating quarter designs created under the America, the Beautiful program. The program ran from 2010 through 2021 and ultimately produced 56 $quarter designs representing national parks and other national sites across the United States and its jurisdictions. In 2015, 5 different America the Beautiful quarters were released: Homestead National Monument of America from Nebraska, Kisatchie National Forest from Louisiana, Blue Ridge Parkway from North Carolina, Bombay Hook National Wildlife Refuge from Delaware, and Saratoga National Historical Park from New York. So if your coin has the bird and wetland design shown in these photographs, you are not looking at one of the other 4 2015 designs. You are looking at the Bombay Hook design, and that makes the reverse especially recognizable for collectors who know the America, the Beautiful series. The history behind this quarter is one of the reasons I find this coin more interesting than its face value suggests. Bombay Hook National Wildlife Refuge is located in Delaware and was established as a national site in 1937. According to the United States Mint, the refuge covers approximately 16,000 acres and contains freshwater pools, swamps, upland forests, agricultural fields, and one of the largest relatively unaltered tidal salt marshes in the mid-Atlantic region. The refuge is particularly important for migrating birds because hundreds of thousands of ducks, geese, shorebirds, and neotropical songbirds use the area during their spring and fall migrations. That explains why the designers selected birds as the central subject of the quarter. The great blue heron appears prominently in the foreground, while the great egret appears farther behind it. The design, therefore, does more than simply decorate a coin. It communicates the ecological importance of the location being honored. The United States Mint officially announced the design in 2014, explaining that the reverse would feature the Great Blue Heron and Great Egret, with the design created by Artistic Infusion Program artist Joel Iskowitz and sculpted by sculptor-engraver Phoebe Hemphill. The coin was officially launched in September 2015 in Delaware, and the Mint described Bombay Hook as a nationally recognized birding location and globally important bird area designee. So when you hold this quarter, you are not simply holding 25 cents. You are holding a small piece of American commemorative circulating coinage that was designed to tell the story of a specific national wildlife refuge. That historical connection is one reason collectors enjoy building Complete America, the beautiful quarter sets. Now let us move to the technical side of the coin, because collectors should always know exactly what they are holding. The obverse continues to show George Washington, based on the familiar portrait by sculptor John Flanagan. The Washington portrait had already been used on U.S. quarters since 1932, although the America the Beautiful series used the modernized version of the design. The required obverse inscriptions include United States of America, Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and quarter dollar. The 2015 Bombay Hook quarter has a diameter of approximately 24.3 millimeters, a weight of approximately 5.67 grams, and a reeded edge. Its composition is copper-nickel-clad copper rather than solid silver. NGC lists the composition as copper-nickel-clad copper and gives the same 24.3 millimeter diameter and 5.67 gram weight for the 2015 P and 2015 D Bombay Hook quarters. This is important because some people see a shiny silver-colored quarter and immediately assume that it contains silver. That is not a safe assumption for a normal 2015 circulation quarter. The outer appearance is created by the copper-nickel-clad construction, while the inner core contains copper. The edge should also show the normal reeded pattern rather than a completely smooth edge. If you are checking your own coin, look at the edge carefully under good lighting, inspect the lettering, examine Washington's portrait, and then flip the coin over and study the reverse. Also remember that the mint mark can be extremely important. Depending on where the coin was produced, you may encounter a P, D, or one of the biggest mistakes new collectors make is ignoring the mint mark. On a 2015 Bombay Hook quarter, the mint mark can help determine which production issue you have, and different issues can have different mintages and collector demand. For example, NGC lists a mintage of 206,400,000 for the 2015 D Bombay Hook quarter and the same 206,400,000 figure for the 2015 P issue. CoinWeek's compilation also lists additional San Francisco issues, including uncirculated and proof versions, with substantially smaller production figures than the large Philadelphia and Denver circulation strikes. This is where the word rare needs to be used carefully. A coin can have a lower mintage than another coin without automatically becoming extremely valuable. Rarity in the marketplace depends on several things, including how many examples survived, how many are in high grades, how many collectors want the coin, and whether the particular variety or error is genuinely scarce. If you have a 2015 Bombay Hook quarter, check the area near the bottom of the Washington portrait for the mint mark. Depending on the issue, you may see a P, D, or S. If the mint mark is difficult to see because of glare or wear, do not assume that no mint mark means the coin is rare. Modern U.S. coins can have different production characteristics, and lighting can easily hide small details. Your photographs show significant brightness and glare, so I would not use the image alone to declare a specific mint mark. This is exactly why collectors use magnification and controlled lighting when examining potentially valuable coins. A clear photograph of the mint mark area would be the next step if you wanted to identify the exact issue with more certainty. Now we come to the question almost everyone asks: how much is a 2015 Bombay Hook quarter actually worth? The honest answer is that a normal circulated example is generally not a multi-million-dollar coin, and claims suggesting that every 2015 quarter is worth thousands or millions should be treated with extreme caution. NGC's current Coin Explorer information lists ordinary circulated 2015p and 2015D Bombay hook quarters around the face value range, with circulated examples generally around 30 cents to 40 cents in its guide, while exceptional uncirculated examples can command substantially more depending on grade and market. For the 2015D issue, NGC shows values rising through the certified grades, with a listed price of up to $110 at the high end of the guide shown on that page. The 2015P page likewise shows ordinary circulated examples around 30 cents to 40 cents and higher values for pristine examples. But here is the important part. These are guide figures, not a guarantee that your individual coin will sell for those amounts. A coin's real selling price can depend on certification, grade, eye appeal, strike quality, surface condition, buyer demand, and the exact auction or marketplace. Your photograph coin appears circulated and has noticeable surface wear and strong lighting glare, so I would not describe this particular photographed example as a top-grade mint state coin based on the images alone. Its exact value would require a proper examination of wear, scratches, marks, luster, strike, and mint mark. If you find a 2015 Bombay hook quarter in everyday change, the realistic expectation is usually close to face value unless the coin has an important variety, genuine mint error, exceptional condition, or special finish. That is the responsible way to discuss coin values without creating unrealistic expectations for viewers. But this does not mean you should ignore your 2015 quarter. Modern quarters can still be interesting when they contain genuine mint-made errors or varieties, and this is where careful searching becomes worthwhile. First, examine the date and lettering for unusual doubling. But remember that machine doubling, damage, scratches, and post-mint alterations are often mistaken for doubled dies. Next, inspect the rim. A genuine striking error involving the planchet or strike can create unusual shapes or missing details, but ordinary damage from circulation can also distort a coin. Examine Washington's portrait, the lettering, the date, the mint mark, and the reverse design under magnification. Look for abnormal metal flow, missing design elements, strong doubling, off-center striking, clipped planchets, or other characteristics that appear to have happened during the minting process rather than after the coin left the mint. The reverse is especially interesting because the birds, lettering, and surrounding design provide many details to inspect. However, a scratch across a bird, a dent near the rim, discoloration, or a flattened area is not automatically an error. The key question is whether the feature is consistent with a known minting error and whether reputable references or professional attribution support that conclusion. You should also avoid cleaning the coin while searching for errors. Cleaning can damage the original surface and reduce collector appeal. If you believe you have something genuinely unusual, photograph it under neutral lighting from multiple angles and compare it with authenticated examples before spending money on grading or attribution. A real error can be collectible, but the word error should never be used simply because a coin looks different from a normal example. Condition is another major factor that can separate an ordinary quarter from a desirable collector example. Coin collectors often use numerical grading systems to describe preservation, with circulated coins receiving grades below mint state and uncirculated coins receiving MS grades. Professional grading companies such as NGC evaluate factors including wear, surface marks, strike quality, luster, and overall preservation. The difference between an ordinary circulated coin and a superb uncirculated example can be dramatic, especially when modern coins are involved. The 2015 Bombay hook quarter is not rare simply because it is from 2015, so collectors searching for premium examples are generally looking for coins with strong strikes, clean surfaces, attractive luster, and high certified grades. NGC's information for the 2015 P Bombay hook issue shows certified examples concentrated in the higher mint state grades, with examples reaching MS68 in its census data. That demonstrates an important point. Modern coins can survive in very high grades because many were produced recently and some were carefully preserved from the beginning. When you examine your own quarter, do not immediately touch the surface repeatedly with your fingers. Oils from the skin can affect the appearance of a collectible coin, and unnecessary handling can create marks. Hold the coin by its edges and use soft, controlled lighting. Never polish or scrub it to make it look brighter. A shiny, cleaned coin is not necessarily more valuable than a naturally toned or properly preserved coin. For serious collectors, originality and preservation are usually much more important than artificial brightness. If your 2015 quarter is heavily circulated, scratched, stained, or worn, it will normally remain a common example. If it is exceptionally clean and well struck, however, it may deserve closer attention. The real beauty of the 2015 Bombay hook quarter is that it combines everyday American money with a very specific piece of American history and natural heritage. The America the Beautiful Quarters program was authorized under the America's Beautiful National Parks $2 Coin Act of 2008, and the Mint issued 5 new designs per year during the main run of the program. The Bombay hook quarter represents Delaware within that program, and its bird design gives it an instantly recognizable identity. For collectors building complete sets, this coin is one of the 5 2015 designs that need to be included. For wildlife enthusiasts, the reverse has another layer of meaning because it highlights a refuge that supports huge numbers of migrating birds. For students of U.S. coinage, the quarter is also an example of how modern circulating money can be used to educate the public about national sites. That makes it collectible even when an individual example is not rare. And this is something I want everyone watching Coins Explorer to remember. Collecting is not only about finding a coin worth a fortune. Sometimes the historical story, the artwork, the national significance, the design process, and the challenge of completing a set are what make a coin valuable to a collector. The 2015 Bombay hook quarter is a perfect example. Its face value may be only 25 cents, but the story represented on those 25 cents is much larger. Every time you see the great blue heron and great egret on the reverse, you are looking at a design created specifically to represent Bombay Hook National Wildlife Refuge and its importance to American wildlife conservation. So, after examining this 2015 quarter from the history, design, specifications, mint marks, mintage, value, condition, and error perspective, here is the final verdict. The coin shown in your photographs appears to be the 2015 Bombay Hook National Wildlife Refuge quarter from Delaware, part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program. The reverse design officially features a great blue heron in the foreground and a great egret in the background, and the coin was designed by Joel Iskowitz and sculpted by Phoebe Hemphill. It has a 24.3 mm diameter, weighs about 5.67 grams, and uses copper-nickel-clad construction with a reeded edge. A normal circulated example should not automatically be called rare or extremely valuable, and the current NGC guide information indicates that ordinary circulated examples are generally close to face value. However, high-grade examples, special issues, and genuine mint errors can be more interesting to collectors. Before you spend yours, check 5 things. First, identify the exact reverse design. Second, locate the mint mark. Third, inspect the condition. Fourth, search carefully for genuine mint-made errors. And fifth, compare your coin with reliable auction or professional grading information rather than social media claims. If your quarter has an unusual feature that you cannot explain, do not clean it and do not throw it away. Take clear photographs and have the feature properly examined. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2015 Bombay hook quarter, make sure you like the video, subscribe to Coins Explorer, and turn on notifications because there are always more coins hiding in ordinary pocket change. Remember, the next quarter you receive could have a story you never knew existed. And sometimes the most interesting discoveries begin with simply looking twice before you spend it.